You're in a room, trying to speak, and no one's listening. Your words stumble out shaky, rushed, ignored. People cut you off, talk over you. Or worse, they don't even look up. You feel it, don't you? That sinking weight, that quiet burn of being dismissed. You've got something to say, something real, but it's like you're shouting into the wind. I've been there. Stood there, voice cracking, watching eyes glaze over, knowing I sounded weak. But here's the truth. You don't have to stay that way. You can really speak, and make them stop. Turn, listen. You can command respect with every word, starting right now. Let me take you somewhere real. Picture a guy named Ryan, 29, a sales rep in a noisy office. He's decent at his job, hits his numbers, keeps his head down, but he's invisible. Meetings are a nightmare. He opens his mouth, and the room keeps buzzing. One day, it's worse. He's pitching to a client, big deal, high stakes. He starts, voice trembling. I think we could. Try this approach. Before he's done, his boss jumps in. Let's move on, Ryan. The client doesn't even glance his way. He sits down, face hot, hands clenched under the table. He wants to disappear. Sound familiar? That moment where you realize your voice doesn't carry. Doesn't matter? I get it. You felt that too, haven't you? Maybe it's not a meeting. Maybe it's a family dinner where you're talked over, a bar where your story falls flat, or a fight where your point gets drowned out. You're not mute, but you might as well be. People don't hear you because you don't make them. Ryan knew that sting. He went home that night, slammed his keys on the counter, and stood there, staring at nothing. He was tired of being the guy no one noticed, tired of his words fading into the air. He wanted to be heard, to matter, to command a room like a king, but he didn't know how. He tried louder, faster, more, but it didn't work. He was stuck. That's when something shifted. He was pacing, restless, when he grabbed an old notebook from a drawer, scribbles from a college philosophy class he'd half forgotten. One page caught his eye, a quote from Marcus Aurelius, scratched in his messy handwriting. Speak clearly, if you speak at all. Carve every word before you let it fall. It stopped him cold. Carve every word? He'd been spewing, not speaking, rambling, hoping someone would care. He sat down, hard, and thought about it. Kings don't beg to be heard. They don't stumble or shout. They speak, and the world bends. Ryan wanted that not just in meetings, but everywhere. He wasn't waiting anymore. He was going to learn how to speak like a king, to make every word hit like a hammer. That's what I'm here to show you. You don't have to be the one ignored, the one brushed off. You can speak strong, clear, unshakable, and make them listen. Not by yelling, not by pleading, but by commanding respect with every word you let loose. Ryan figured it out. He took that spark from Marcus Aurelius and turned it into a fire, a way to own his voice and his life. He didn't just survive that office, he dominated it, without ever raising his volume. And you can too. This isn't about tricks or gimmicks. It's about power, your power, to speak like a king and make the room yours. Stick with me, and I'll walk you through it. You ready to find your voice? Let's go. Ryan stood there that night, Marcus Aurelius's words echoing in his head. Speak clearly, if you speak at all. Carve every word before you let it fall. He looked around his apartment, keys on the counter, a half-empty beer, a life where his voice didn't reach past the walls. He wasn't just tired of the meeting, the boss, the client. He was tired of himself. He'd been mumbling through his days, letting his words spill out like loose change, hoping someone would pick them up. But no one did, and that was on him. He wasn't waiting for a miracle anymore. He was going to carve his voice into something sharp, something undeniable. He was going to speak like a king. You've been there too, haven't you? That moment where you realize your words don't land, don't stick. Don't move anyone. Maybe you're young, still finding your footing, thinking volume's the answer. Or maybe you're older, worn down, figuring it's too late to change. Doesn't matter. You felt that itch to be heard, to matter, to say something, and watch the room shift. Ryan felt it, pacing his floor, replaying that client pitch where his voice cracked and died. He didn't want to be the guy who faded out anymore. He wanted to be the one who walked in and owned it every word a command, every sentence a throne. That's what hit him that night, staring at that notebook. Kings don't ramble. They don't beg. They speak, and people listen. Not because they're loud, but because they're solid. Ryan didn't have a crown or a kingdom, but he had a shot. He had those Stoic words Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, men who faced empires and death with voices that cut through stone. He wasn't them, but he could learn from them. He could take their wisdom and forge a way to speak that demanded respect, not just in that office, but everywhere. And today, I'm going to show you how he did it, how you can do it too. This isn't about fluff or fake confidence. This is about transforming your voice into a weapon, strong, deliberate, unbreakable. Ryan didn't want to just get by, he wanted to command. He wanted to walk into any room, open his mouth, and make them stop. Turn, hear him. And that's the promise here. I'm giving you 5 Stoic moves, 5 hard-earned steps, to speak like a king and own every word. You'll stop being the one who stumbles, who gets cut off, who fades. You'll start being the one who speaks, and the world bends. Ryan took that path. He didn't just find his voice, he made it a force. By the end of this, you'll have that power too. So what are we talking about? I'm not here to waste your time with long-winded nonsense. These 5 moves are straight to the bone, built from Stoic steel and tested in the real world. First, you're going to slow down, speak with weight, not haste. Second, you're going to cut the filler, every word counts, or it's gone. Third, you're going to know your ground, speak from strength, not guesswork. Fourth, you're going to hold silence, let it work for you, not against you. And fifth, you're going to stand tall, your voice starts with your spine. Ryan didn't have this handed to him, he carved it out, day by day, through sweat and stumbles. He started small, practicing in his apartment, testing it at work, and it grew. By the end of a month, he wasn't the same man. Think about your life right now. Where's your voice failing you? A meeting where you're drowned out? A fight where you're ignored? A moment where you choke? You don't have to stay there. You don't have to let your words fall flat. These Stoic moves are your way out. They'll let you speak like a king, command respect, and own the room. Ryan didn't stop at that client pitch. He started dominating every conversation, from sales calls to bar talks. He wasn't louder. He was stronger. And that's what I'm offering you. Not just a way to be heard, but a way to be undeniable. You don't need their permission. You don't need their approval. You just need these 5 moves and the guts to use them. Ryan's story doesn't end with that night. He took that first step, scribbled notes, practiced alone, and it led him somewhere fierce. He didn't just survive that office, he ruled it, one word at a time. If you're still here, you're about to do the same. We're going deeper into the meat of this, where the real work happens. You ready to speak like a king? Let's get to it. Ryan woke up the next morning, throat dry, that Marcus Aurelius quote still ringing. Speak clearly, if you speak at all. Carve every word before you let it fall. He stood in his kitchen, coffee brewing, replaying that client pitch, his shaky start, the boss's cutoff, the silence that swallowed him. He wasn't going back to that office the same. He wasn't going to be the guy whose voice broke and faded. He decided. He was done being weak. He was going to use those Stoic moves, test them, sharpen them. It wasn't clean, wasn't easy, but it worked. Here's how he did it, and how you can too. The first move hit him hard. Slow down. Seneca said, "Nothing is so certain as that the vices of haste betray us." Ryan's problem was speed, rushing his words, tripping over them, sounding like a kid begging to be heard. Day 1, he practiced alone. He stood in front of his mirror, took a breath, and said one sentence. "I know what I'm doing." Slow, deliberate, each word heavy. It felt awkward. His voice echoed in the quiet, but it stuck. At work, he tried it. A co-worker asked about a deadline. He paused, then answered, "It's handled by Friday." No rush, no stammer. The guy nodded, walked off. Application. Next time you speak, slow it down. Let each word land. Weight beats haste. The second move cut deeper. Kill the filler. Epictetus wrote, "Let silence be your goal, and speak only what is necessary." Ryan used to pad his sentences. Maybe. I guess, softening his point, diluting his strength. Day 2, he caught himself. In a team huddle, he started, I think we should. He stopped, reset, said, we need to focus on the client. Clean, sharp, no fluff. The boss glanced his way. First time in weeks. Application. Strip your words. Say what matters, nothing more. Filler's weakness, precision's power. The third move grounded him. Know your ground. Marcus Aurelius said, if it's not right, don't say it. If it's not true, don't speak it. Ryan's pitches flopped because he winged at half-baked ideas, shaky facts. Day 3, he prepped. Before a call, he studied the client's numbers, nailed his angle. When he spoke, it was, the sales dropped 15%. We fixed that with this plan. No guesswork, no fluff, just truth. The client listened, nodded. Application. Don't open your mouth unless you're sure. Speak from strength, not hope. The fourth move was a weapon. Hold silence. Seneca wrote, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Ryan used to panic and quiet, filling gaps, fearing he'd lost them. Day 4, he flipped it. In a meeting, the boss asked for input. Ryan waited, 5 seconds, 10, while others babbled. Then he said, cut the budget here, boost it there. The pause made them lean in. The words hit harder. Application. Don't fear silence, use it. Let build, then strike. The fifth move was physical. Stand tall. Epictetus said, you are a little soul carrying a corpse. Ryan slouched shoulders down. Eyes low-killed his voice before it started. Day 5, he fixed it. He stood in his apartment, back straight, chin up, and spoke. I'm not here to lose. It sounded different, deeper, stronger. At work, he walked in tall, spoke from his chest. A co-worker cut in. He held his ground, finished his point. They backed off. Application. Your voice starts with your body. Stand like a king. Speak like one. Ryan didn't nail this overnight. Day 1, he rushed again. Old habits die hard. Day 3, he fumbled, doubted himself. But he kept going. By day 5, he walked into that office different. Voice steady. Words carved. He pitched an idea in a huddle, slow and sure. We target this gap, we win. The boss didn't cut him off, nodded instead. These moves aren't magic, they're discipline. They're stoic. They demand you think, cut, stand. Ryan did it, one rough day at a time. You can too. It's not about sounding pretty. It's about being heard. That's the king's way. A month later, Ryan wasn't the same man. He walked into that office on a Monday, shoulders back, eyes sharp. The sales team was scrambling, big client, tight deadline, pressure high. He'd been carving his voice, slowing down, cutting filler, knowing his ground, holding silence, standing tall, and it was working. He wasn't just talking now. He was commanding. And that day, it all came together. That day, he spoke like a king, and the room bent. It started in the morning briefing. The boss was barking. Client's unhappy. Numbers are off. Someone's got to fix it. Ryan had his plan, researched, tight ready. He'd been testing it, refining it, speaking it to himself at night. The team threw out ideas, fast, sloppy, desperate. The boss cut them off. This is garbage. Anyone got something real? Before, Ryan would have shrunk, mumbled something weak. Not today. He remembered Marcus Aurelius. Speak clearly, if you speak at all. He stood, slow, deliberate, and waited. 5 seconds of silence, heavy, thick. The room turned. Then he spoke. The client's losing 20% on this segment. We shift focus here, cut waste there, and turn it around by next quarter. Low, steady, each word carved. No, maybe. Just steel. The boss stared. The team froze. He didn't rush, didn't flinch. He held his ground, back straight, eyes locked. The boss grunted. How sure are you? Ryan didn't blink. Dead sure. I've got the data. Silence again. 3 seconds. Enough to let it sink. Then he sat. The boss nodded. Run it. No one cut in. No one looked away. That was the climax. Not because he'd won some prize, but because he'd owned it. Every word, every pause, every inch of that room. Seneca's truth hit home. The greatest empire is to command yourself. Ryan didn't just command the meeting. He commanded himself. He'd slowed his voice, cut the noise, stood on facts, used silence, held his frame. The boss didn't just hear him. He felt him. The team didn't just listen. They followed. He wasn't the shaky sales rep anymore. He was a king, and they knew it. Think about that. A month ago, Ryan was the guy who got cut off, who faded out, who didn't matter. Now, he was the one they turned to not because he shouted, but because he spoke like he ruled. He didn't need volume. He didn't need flash. He used those stoic moves, 5 brutal, honest steps, and turned his voice into a force. That meeting wasn't the end. It was the proof. He walked out head high and felt it. Respect, not just from them, but from himself. He'd carve his words, and they'd carved him back. You've got that shot. Right now, you're at your own edge. Maybe your voice shakes in meetings, cracks in fights, dies in crowds. Doesn't matter. The principle's the same. Slow it, cut it, know it, hold it, stand it. Ryan's climax wasn't the client or the boss. It was the moment he knew his words had weight. That's what's waiting for you, not a cheer, but a shift. A moment where you speak, and they can't look away. It's not easy, it's not loud, but it's real. Ryan found it, and it changed him. You can too. Let's finish this strong. Ryan stood by his window that night, the city humming below, the weight of that meeting still in his chest. He wasn't trembling anymore. He wasn't doubting. He'd spoken like a king, slow, sure, unshakable, and the room had bent. It wasn't just the boss's nod or the team's eyes. It was him, knowing his voice wasn't weak anymore, knowing he'd carved it into something real. He'd taken those stoic moves, slowing down, cutting filler, knowing his ground, holding silence, standing tall, and turned them into a crown. And now it's your turn. Here's the truth. Your voice is your power. Not your fists, not your wallet, your words. But if they're shaky, sloppy, ignored, you've got nothing. Ryan proved it. You don't have to stay that way. You don't have to be the one cut off, talked over, forgotten. You can speak, strong, clear, commanding, and make them listen. Not by begging, not by shouting, but by owning every word. He didn't just find his voice. He made it a throne. That's what's on the table for you. 5 moves, 1 choice, total control. Imagine it. Tomorrow, you're in that room, meeting, bar, wherever. Someone's talking, dismissing, rushing past. Before you'd fumble, fade, let it go. Now, you've got the tools. You slow your voice, let it hit heavy. You cut the fluff, say what matters. You know your ground, speak from strength. You hold silence, make them wait. You stand tall, own the space. That's what Ryan found. That's what these stoic moves give you. Not just a way to be heard, but a way to rule the moment. You don't need their approval. You don't need their noise. You just need yourself and the will to speak. Start now. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Right this second. Next time you open your mouth, slow it down. Feel the weight. Cut the maybe. Say it clean. Know what you're saying, or don't say it. Pause, let it breathe. Stand up straight. Let your voice rise from your core. Ryan didn't wait for permission. He didn't wait for the stars to align. He acted day 1, practicing alone, day 5, commanding that huddle, and it changed his world. You've got the same shot. You don't need years to master this. You need 1 moment, 1 move, and the guts to follow through. By next week, you'll feel it. Your words won't fall. They'll stand. I'll leave you with this from Marcus Aurelius. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Don't argue about your voice. Make it good. Make it strong. Make it yours. Ryan stopped arguing with himself, stopped doubting, and spoke like a king. Now it's on you. Where's your voice failing? Who's not hearing you? You don't have to stay silent anymore. Speak, slow, sharp, tall, and watch them turn. You've got the moves. You've got the power. Use it, and you'll never be ignored again. If this lights you up, if you want more tools to own your voice, to live stronger, to command your life, Hit that subscribe button for daily Stoic life. Drop a like if you're ready to act. But don't just sit there. Speak. The world's waiting for a king. Be one.